From the Bob Mills Weather Center, Oklahoma weather expert, Lacey Swope.
That's an excellent story there. Thanks so much for sharing that. Talking about getting into the Oklahoma outdoors this time of year, the wind can really be a factor, especially as we get towards turkey season. Mentioning those calls that the winds are strong, it's hard to call those big old birds in. And we have strong winds in the forecast today. I do have youth turkey season on the 9-day, and I'll show you that coming up in just a minute. The winds do look a lot better. What the south winds are doing for us this morning is they're pulling in warmer temps. It was very mild overnight, upper 60s and 70s. Also, that Gulf moisture is plentiful. It's muggy. The dry line has firmed out to the west, and there's 20-degree dew points behind that. That's desert-like air, and that's actually dropping. The moisture is going to get shoved out of Oklahoma from the west to the east as this dry line scoots on in. Ahead of that dry line, we're very unstable. If storms can form about the next hour or so in Oklahoma City, they could become severe, and then that risk quickly presses into eastern Oklahoma. The chance of rain in Oklahoma City, very, very slim, slightly higher down to the southeast. And by 3 o'clock this afternoon, no rain, no clouds, humidity 5 to 10%, blowing dust, extreme fire danger today. Could have some power outages, and visibility limited just due to blowing dust and debris is going to be possible. So we're watching right now on our view from space. Our storm trackers are geared up, ready to go. One, if a storm fires to the east. Two, if a fire starts to develop. Of course, fire crews across the state are geared up and ready to go. Hopefully not needed today. Not seeing any hot spots across Oklahoma, but that's something we're watching for on satellite imagery. Big time winter storm and blizzard ongoing on the north side of the storm. South side, look at the thunderstorms. They took off near Tologa at 4 o'clock this morning. They are now up in Kansas City, Missouri, and they are severe. Those things were moving over 65 miles per hour. That's wild. That's how fast any storm that forms today will be moving. But again, the chances of storms firing in our area, very slim. Next Gen Live is quiet. Far eastern Oklahoma, we have some showers taking off as the dry line continues to move on through, and it gets into an environment in eastern Oklahoma mid-morning. Those storms could take off, and that chance is a little bit higher. Here's where we are right now with our temperatures. Upper 60s, low 70s. It feels kind of weird outside. Temperatures are in the 50s behind the dry line where that air is drier. It did cool off a little more overnight. Highs today in the 70s, 80s to the east, and the cold front arrives tonight. Here's how we're shaping up with our live wind gusts. We're already getting gusts now 35, close to 40 miles per hour. Winds will continue to pick up over the next several hours with our strongest winds between about 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. 40 to 45 mile per hour winds are possible. That makes it difficult for high-profile vehicles traveling today. If you're traveling north or south, it's going to be very difficult. And then you see the wind gust in the blue up to 60. That could do some minor structural damage, bring down some power lines or some tree limbs. And of course, if a fire were to start in those conditions with that low of humidity, it would be bad news across Oklahoma. So please be careful. Avoid outdoor activities that can cause a spark or a flame. If you had burning ongoing earlier in the week, those controlled burns, make sure that is completely out. Obey the burn bans. Texas, Cimarron, and Harmon counties under burn bans. Properly dispose of cigarette butts, and of course, running vehicles, tractors, things like that can actually start a fire on the grass. So be very careful. Here's your wind timeline for today. 35, 45, 50-mile-an-hour winds by lunchtime into the afternoon. Gusts even higher, especially in northern and far western Oklahoma. In the metro, winds up to 55 possible. After sunset, the winds start to really drop on off. So future Next Gen showing the rain and storms through mid-morning. Here's 11 a.m. quickly taking off to the east. Quiet across Oklahoma as far as rain is concerned. And then supercells develop and erupt from Iowa all the way down to Mississippi. Expecting a severe weather outbreak today in states to our east. So if you have loved ones in these areas, please just make sure they are paying attention today to the forecast. Tonight in Oklahoma, the cold front swings in. We're in the 30s and 40s, so chilly to start your Saturday. Saturday afternoon, north winds 60s and 70s. It'll be a beautiful day tomorrow. Sunday, south winds return, temperatures into the 70s, some 80s in western Oklahoma, and there will be a chance for a few thunderstorms Sunday afternoon and evening. Right now, that risk is pretty far down into southern Oklahoma. We'll monitor this and keep you updated into your weekend. Some of those could produce some wind and hail. Overall, a very low risk of severe weather Sunday. 80s into next week. May have thunderstorms in southeastern Oklahoma Tuesday, and then we're much cooler by the end of your 9-day.